Whether you're going for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, get ready to learn how to make a perfect omelet.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Uncle Drew's Kitchen. I've got a fantastic omelet recipe for you today. If you're like me, I'm always looking for new recipes and combinations that work really well together. I think you're really going to enjoy this one. This one is going to be based with our Greek feta cheese. So let's get after it. Boom! We got to get started with some eggs in a bowl. Hey you working today? Crack some eggs in a bowl, would you? All ready? 2. It's hard to find good help these days.
I request no shells, please. Come on, Uncle Drew. Make a yolk in one. I like to add in 2 egg whites and 2 ounces of buttermilk. I find this gives the egg omelet a little bit more volume and makes it a little bit fluffier. Know your audience and season it to taste with some salt and pepper. Okay, once everything's added in, now we can give those a really good mix, and we'll just set them aside so we can go on to preparing our other ingredients. I'm going to start out here by slicing some mushrooms. I usually slice a few extra, and that way I have them prepared for the next day's meal already, and it saves me a little bit of prep time. Next, I'm moving on to my kale, and here's a little trick I got. Organize your kale, sometimes your spinach or other type of lettuce, and roll it like a crepe or a cigar. If you can roll it tightly, this is going to help you when you're going to chop it up. It makes the process a lot easier and saves time. Try that out next time. Always take your time when you're chopping things. Safety is first, no matter what you see on YouTube, on television, or anywhere else. Always protect your fingers and have proper knife skills. Okay, great. So now we've got our kale that is chopped up quite nicely. I like to go a little bit finer since I am adding it directly into the omelet. Let's set that aside so we can move on. Here you'll notice I've already cooked my bacon. I'll slice it straight down the center very carefully, and then I'll turn my knife sideways and I'll proceed to dice the bacon. By having it pre-cooked, it saves a lot of time when I'm adding it into the pan. Great, now that our bacon is finished, we're going to go ahead and set that aside so we can move on to our next ingredient. You'll notice here, I'm going to take a red onion. I'm going to chop off a little piece that I need. I'm going to score it a few times one way, and it makes it much easier to dice once I turn the onion the other way. Again, be careful with your fingers. Always have proper knife skills. Let's set those aside and move on. Okay, so we have our pan preheated. We'll go ahead and add 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Then we'll simply add our prepared red onions and also just a 1/4 teaspoon of minced garlic that we have prepared. Let's just lightly brown these. We certainly don't want to overcook or burn them. Okay, now let's take our egg mixture and slowly add it into that nice hot pan. I can already taste these eggs. They are going to be delicious once they are all cooked up with our delicious ingredients. Let's just let those set for a minute, and then we can start by adding in our mushrooms. Let's not add too many. We don't want to make the omelet too thick that we can't turn it over. Once our mushrooms are in, we'll proceed to add our diced bacon. Be generous with the bacon because bacon is good. Okay, here's an important part. You're going to proceed to take your plastic spatula and just pinch in the sides all around the omelet and tilt your pan. And that way your egg mixture is going to start to fill in every little crack and crevice. Take your spatula and circle around the perimeter of your omelet. Now we'll go ahead and add in our chopped kale. The greenery is already making this look even more delicious than it already is. We'll proceed again with our spatula to pinch in the sides, and let's tilt our pan again and start filling in that omelet. This is going to help the omelet cook very evenly and a little bit faster. I like to cook my omelets at a medium heat. It takes a few extra minutes to do so, but it allows me to achieve the desired cookness and color that I'd like for this omelet as well. This makes it a lot easier to make sure that it does not burn. It gives it sufficient time to cook, and I'll continue to tilt my pan and pinch in those sides and make sure all of my egg mixture is reaching the bottom where it needs to be. Ah, here comes the star of the show. I hope you don't think I forgot about the essence of this omelet, our Greek feta cheese. Take a couple of ounces and crumble it throughout your omelet. Make sure to distribute it evenly, and that way you're sure to have some feta in every bite of this delicious omelet. Once that's done, let's proceed again to circle the perimeter of the omelet, pinch in the sides if need be, and tilt your pan once again. We want to make sure our entire egg mixture has touched that cooking surface and allows the omelet to cook thoroughly and evenly at a medium temperature. I continue on to do checks and make sure that the entire egg mixture has reached the perimeter of the omelet to fill in any cracks that may have occurred while I were pinching in the sides. Remember, there are no set of instructions stating that you need to rush your cooking process. This should be fun and enjoyable. Okay, it turns out this omelet is too heavy to flip in the air, so I'm going to use 2 spatulas and carefully fold it over. Insert from either side as close to the center as possible and slowly fold this omelet over. If it cracks or tears, not to worry, simply fold up, give it a little tap, and you can pat that down and it'll seal right up. Let's now proceed to move the omelet back to the center of our pan just for 1 more minute. We are now so close to enjoying this delicious omelet. I can smell all the flavors that have come together. I hope you have your coffee brewed, as it's almost time to eat this delicious egg omelet.
This is our homemade tortilla. A lot of labor of love went into those homemade tortillas. The recipe is on the channel as well. We're gonna add those in. Right in there. Okay everybody, our Greek omelet is done. So you'll notice today I've basted it with Greek feta cheese. This is my favorite. I can't eat enough of it. This is the best type of Greek feta there is, but I love to use this stuff. I'm not even getting paid to sponsor this stuff. It's that good. Anyways, inside that omelet today, we have red onions, a little bit of garlic. We've got chopped kale, bacon, mushrooms. We used a few egg whites and some buttermilk to give that omelet a little bit more volume. I've got sliced avocado, strawberries, and over here you'll notice I've added the homemade tortillas. The recipe for those is also on my channel. I'd say check that one out. Labor of love, but you're really gonna enjoy them. Anyways, if you liked what you saw, please comment, subscribe, and share to your friends. I'm gonna give this a little taste. Keep your eyes out for more great recipes. This omelet, I think, is really gonna hit home. So now let's get into it. Time for a little taste of this omelet. Let's get right in there. This is gonna be fantastic with that feta cheese and the mushrooms, bacon, kale. It's still steaming. This looks delicious. This is just fantastic. And what you can even do, because you've got our nice homemade tortilla, if you'd like, add that right on to that tortilla and give this a try too. This is so good. This is so good with that feta cheese in there and the bacon and mushrooms. I know we've got some red onions and garlic and stuff, but the mushrooms, bacon, the feta cheese, and I've got a little kick of kale afterwards. This omelet, I thought last week's omelet got a raving score. I'm getting in there again. This is by far 10 plus, 10 out of 10 plus. If there's an over 10 out of 10, that's the ranking this omelet gets. That feta cheese in there is just incredible. Added to that omelet. This is incredible. This is all for me. Boom! This is freaking off the charts. Wow. Just stand here and eat it. I feel terrible. Do you want a bite? Here, have a bite. Look inside. Look, you've got the Greek feta that's melted. You've got kale. I can see red onions, mushrooms, bacon. We've got the fruit and the avocado, our fresh tortilla. But how does that look inside? My goodness. I really wish you could have a bite of this. It's that good. If I could share, if I could help you out here, I would. Here, do you want a bite? Here, have a bite. Have a bite. I almost screwed up the whole breakfast and forgot my coffee. That completes it. That completes it. You still here watching? I wish I could make you one. This is so good. You have no idea until you try it. It's so good. I can't. It is so, so delicious. Wow. Okay. Until next time. Boom!